It's Thursday. It's the 20th of November, and it is Taxi Vlog 332. It is 6:48 p.m. So I'm a little late, but I had to catch a rabbit. Cindy takes a rabbit to the old folks' home to do pet therapy with the patient that she's companioning. So I helped her catch a rabbit, so I'm a little late to work. That's okay. The week, well, Monday came out, it was slow. Monday was slow all night. I think I had $10 to myself at 3:45 in the morning. That is after I had the lease and fuel taken care of. And I got a call to a house, and it was a time call. And it was a place I'd never been to before. It was a strange address, but I found it. And the guy was all pleased that I was there early. He was there with 3 big suitcases and a carry-on. And of course he went to the airport, which really made my night a lot better. I think after I dropped him off and came back into town, I had 2 more fares. And I ended up making, well, somewhat short of 100, but somewhat more than 50, which it wasn't looking like I would get anywhere near there earlier on. So that night was I saved it. I was able to save it. Tuesday night started out a little bit on the quieter side, but it started gaining some momentum around 10 o'clock, and I had broken even by midnight. And then people started getting their checks after midnight, seeing as it was Welfare Wednesday. So you had people who had had no money all month suddenly have money in their bank accounts. So they had to go places and do things, like head to Tim Hortons for a coffee, or go get a bite to eat at Denny's, or go to the 7-Eleven and get some smokes, or whatever. And of course some of the activity was somewhat illegal, but I didn't care as long as I got paid. And I ended up doing better than 100, almost 150 in my pocket, which is of course after paying the lease and fuel on the car. So that's a damn sight better than the night before. Then last night, the Wednesday. Oh. The Wednesday was quiet. I'd wait an hour for a fare, and sometimes the fare would only be $4 or $5. And I did a lot of sitting around watching YouTube, watching all the videos that I was subscribed to. And then it was midnight, and I was still about $15 short of my lease, and naturally short of my fuel too. And it just dragged on and on. About 2 o'clock, I got a call that went out to the Western Communities up to Langford. That was a $32 fare. I think that's what began to save my night. And then after that I had a few more, but they were few and far between. But still, I was determined and I was stubborn, even though I was falling asleep and wanted to go home in the worst way. I still stayed out. And after 5, I got my last call. And by 5:30, I was clear from it. It wasn't all that long. It didn't really matter. But I had made myself more than $50. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so. Monday, meh. Wednesday, meh. Tuesday was good. Tonight is Thursday. I was 4th in zone when I started the camera. I'm still in the same zone. It's rainy and wet. Kind of disgusting out there. It's not that cold though. It says 9 degrees centigrade, which is acceptable. And it looks like it might be moving slowly because I am still 4th since I booked the zone. And a couple of the usual suspects are ahead of me. And so it will be a matter of going into the parking lot and getting the Wi-Fi hotspot and looking at some YouTube videos while I wait for my first call. I'll tell you about the rest of it this night, probably in the morning hours, or if I don't get to it, maybe sometime before Saturday, or even on Saturday morning. There will also be Friday to talk about. I don't know what to expect this week. I just need to make a little more money so I got the rent together and I can take Cindy out for dinner for the weekend. And I don't have any other obligations this week. Just get that freaking rent together. I need another $150 for the rent, and dinner might cost $100 bucks. So $250 in 2 nights. I don't think I'm asking too much. Okay, drive. I'll see you sooner. It's, oh shit. Oh! The beep didn't come on. Well, it's 5:35 a.m., which is pretty much quitting time. It was pretty good for the first hour or two, and then between 8 and 10 it died down pretty dead. And then at around 10 o'clock I started to get busy again, and then I was busy until about 2, and then it got quiet, and it was pretty quiet until about 4 o'clock. Then at 4 I started getting busy again, and now in the morning I think I've had quite some success. I could maybe do one more fare if someone was to call. I could maybe do one more, but I think I'm pretty much done. I'm just gonna drop by the car wash and see if the mats are dirty. If the mats are not dirty, since it is kind of raining, I'm not gonna wash the car. Yeah, I've done okay. So I had a stinker for Monday, a good Tuesday, a stinker for Wednesday, and now a good Thursday. Who knows what Friday will bring? Friday should be alright. I shouldn't have to worry too much about Friday. If it's on the same caliber as this Thursday, it will be just great. So yeah, that's it for the Thursday. It didn't have any. Well, there was one time, kind of early in the evening, well around 9 or 10 o'clock, where I got sent to a business where they were having a party, and this really drunk girl got in. I mean, she was bad. She could barely talk and she could barely walk. She kind of staggered and kind of mumbled. Good thing that there was a guy going with her, and he was quite a bit more coherent than she was. Well, that's it for the Thursday. I'll get back to you tomorrow with the Friday report on Saturday, or something like that. Oh, it's 5:23 in the morning, Saturday morning. It was pretty busy early on in the night. I think I made $80 my first couple hours, and then it slowed down for a couple hours between 8 and 10. Then it got busy again, and for a while there I was doing some short fares, and then at one point I started connecting and getting some longer ones. One of which was I got sent to an address to pick up this guy, and he looked like a bum. His clothes were all disheveled, and he just looked dirty. And him and this other guy came down from the house, and he comes along and says, "Can I get in?" I go, "Yeah, sure." He says, "You gonna take me somewhere?" And I go, "Well, depends on where it is." He gets in, he says, "Okay. 5029. I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know where that is. If you can't give me an address or a destination, I can't take you there." "Obey," he says. Then I say to him that there's no such thing as a 5029 anywhere in Oak Bay. The numbers don't go that high. There is no 5029. And then he says, "Well, let's go." I say, "Well, I'm sorry, without a destination or an address, I can't take you there." And then he gives me his address. Okay. So, I proceed. And he says, "But first, we got to go to McDonald's." And sure enough, there's a McDonald's right around the corner. Naturally. So we go to the McDonald's, and the McDonald's has the menu board and the thing that you talk into. And it's got the first window, and then it's got the second window. And I know that at night they run a skeleton crew, so there's a sign on the second window saying "Proceed to the last window," and you can place your order there. So I go around the corner, and I'm third car in line, and the guy says, "You should have ordered." And I said, "You couldn't order." I said, "Do you still want to be in this drive-through, or I can back out if you want?" So I'm proceeding to back out. He says, "Okay, well, order it here." And I pointed out the sign on the window saying, "No, you can't order here because they're not taking orders here. You have to go to the last window, and at the last window they will take your order." So we drive through again, and we're the second car now. The first one must have got away. And he said, "So, why didn't you order?" And I said, "Look, buddy, this is not working out. Why don't you just get out of my car and save us both a whole bunch of grief?" And he says, "Well," he wouldn't budge. And he said he wanted to order and that he would pay the extra and everything. So then I pushed the park button, and the park button unlocked all the doors, and he looked at me and says, "Seriously?" I said, "All I did was put it in park and that unlocked the doors. I didn't lock the doors on you." Anyways, finally we get up to the window, and the guy at the window says, "So, what would you like?" And the guy leans over at me with his beer breath. I like beer breath, but when it's mine. When it's somebody else's beer breath, it's disgusting, especially when I'm sober. I want 10 McChickens, and I want a spicy thing. And the guy says, do you mean 10 nuggets? Yeah, nuggets. And a spicy thing. I want a spicy thing. He says, "Well, we have spicy sauces." He says, "Which one do you want?" "Give me all of them. Don't charge me for all of them." He says, "All the sauces are free." Okay, can you see where this is going? Finally, and the guy said, "So is that all you want? The 10 nuggets? Oh, and a McChicken." So 10 nuggets and a McChicken with all kinds of sauce. So he gives him the bag, gives me the bag to hand over to him. He's got the bag. He says, "Where's my drink? Where's my drink that comes with this?" And the guy says, "You didn't order a drink. What drink do you want?" "Oh, forget about it." And then we drive away. So now I have his address. I said, "We can take this street or we can take that street." He says, "Oh, you know where you're going." "Okay, fine. We're going there." And of course, we're a block away from it. He says, we're a block away from the turn. He says, "Oh, you should have turned there." I said, No, it's the next one." So we drove a couple of blocks, and he says, "That's right here." It's, "No, it's the next block. You gave me the address. I'm taking you right to it." He said, "It's at a black truck." So I see a truck. I stop. He says, No, this truck is blue. It's the other one. It's nighttime. It's a dark blue truck. It looks black to me. Fuck. So anyway, we get to the black truck, and I have to convince him to give me his debit card to pay the fare, and gives me the machine. I gave him the machine, and he says, "No, you're not touching my card." He puts the card in, and after he puts the card in, he gives it. He starts playing with the machine, and then pulls the card out right away. And I'm going, "You shouldn't have done that." Of course, it goes incomplete, so we have to do it again and put the card in. And I say, keep the card in there when you're doing that. So he kept the card in there, and he says, "Well, it says tip. What's a good tip?" I said, "Well, that's entirely up to you." He said, "How much should I tip you?" I said, "You tip me what you want. If you don't want to tip me, that's fine too." He says, "How about $5? 500, enter." Puts his numbers in there, and away we go. I get paid. And he says, "That's my truck." I said, "Well, good." He said, "And that's my house. I own that." I said, "Well, congratulations. You own a house." He said, "Are we good?" I said, "Yeah, we're fine. We're wonderful. Thank you, and have a good morning." Or good night, whatever it was. And he says, "You mean I can leave now?" I said, "Yeah, just pull the handle on the door and You're out of here. He says, oh, I'm sorry, I was an asshole. I said, well then, if you're sorry you were an asshole, why were you an asshole to begin with? It's fun, he said. I don't know. Some people, when they drink, some people should not drink. That part is real plain and very simple. Some people should not drink. He's one of them. And he said, oh, I'm ever wasted. I said, yeah, I could have told you that when you got in the car. You could barely stand up. And you couldn't tell me where you're going. But it worked out. And the rest of the night worked out okay. And then it got quieter after 2, you know, and I got a couple of calls between 2 and 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, I get sent down to Denny's to pick up these 3 girls who are going out to Langford. The first one is falling asleep on the way out there, and the second one said, you know, if you're going to puke, tell the driver so he can pull over and can puke on the pavement. She said, no, I'm not going to puke, I'm just tired. So the girl was tired, and they're wearing these mini skirts and showing a lot of leg. And oh my gosh. Then the last one, the second one got out, and we left her there, and then the third one, the last one went to like the end of some little road out near Wauchosen, and she wanted to pay with her card, and the machine didn't accept it. Didn't connect. So I did the procedure that we're supposed to do when the card doesn't work. It's to shut the machine down and start it up again, which I did, and which the card didn't work again. So she went into her mother, and her mother had a debit card, and we tried the debit card, and the debit card didn't work. And I said, well, you know, we could go to a bank machine somewhere, but I would rather not do that. Would you happen to have any cash somewhere? She says, oh, just hold on. So she runs into the house. This is the mother we're talking about. And she gets 4 rolls of quarters like this. Each one is $10 naturally. It was a $43 fare. I got 4 rolls of quarters and 2 5s. So now, next time I gotta do laundromat, next time I gotta do laundry, I'm prepared. I've got $40 worth of quarters. And I even got more change on me. So I will not run out of quarters in a long time. But here I need dollars if I'm going to wash the car, and I might not wash the car. I'm just going to see how the mats are, if they're dirty or if they're okay. Anyway, the night worked out okay. I did all right. I'm just tired, and I just want to park this thing, and I want to not touch a taxi until Monday night. I hope yours is better than mine, and so on and so on and so on.